Hey guys, what's up? Today we're doing another foundation first impressions where I take you with me throughout the day and we test out foundations. I give you all the information, we do the flash test, we swatch it next to other shades that match me so we can do a shade comparison. We talk about what the company claims. Does it actually do what it says it's going to do? We're going to test it against fine lines. So if you have mature skin, this is a good place to be. I have lines like right here. This is my problem area. All this foundation tends to sink in there, and we're going to test and see if it's a good foundation if you have fine lines like I do. I have dry to normal skin, so we're going to be testing it out as well. And it is humid here, so we're going to see if it breaks down throughout the day or not. Also, we're going to be testing if it transfers or not, because I hate when foundations transfer onto my kids' clothing or onto their faces when I give them kisses. So we're going to be testing it all out here today. So if you're excited like me, give me a big old fat like. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell next to it so that you're notified of all my future videos, and it will tell you whenever I upload, all of that good stuff. Okay, so today we're talking about the Benefit Hello Happy Soft Blur Foundation. I got the shade 6, which now that I'm looking at it, I do think it's not going to match me. But in the description box, I'll put the shade that matches me, and I'll also put a big list of high-end and drugstore foundations that match me if you're trying to shade match with me. But yeah, so let's go on into the first impressions. Soft Blur Foundation, it comes in about 12 shades, I believe. It's light to medium coverage, liquid foundation. It has SPF 15. It's supposed to be good under flash, so we're going to be testing that out today for sure. And this is what the box looks like that it comes in. Looks like this. The foundation itself looks like this. It does have 1 fluid ounce, which is typical in a liquid foundation, and it is super liquidy and you can just hear it. So make sure that you shake yours up whenever you get it. You do need to make sure to shake it up. Also, you open this little front here, and that's where all the information is for the foundation. It says the Soft Blur Foundation looks like skin and feels like nothing at all. 99% said it feels waveless. 98% said it feels breathable. 95% said it gives a natural looking coverage. So it's light to medium coverage. It's supposed to be buildable. It's supposed to blur imperfection. It's supposed to look good in photography. So we're going to see how it lasts throughout the day. So let's get to it. It is a squeezy bottle and looks like this. So we're going to be testing it with the sponge on one side and with the brush on the other side. Before I get into that, let's do some arm swatches. Let's test this shade compared to some of my other matches and see how it looks. Okay, so this is the Benefit Foundation. I'm going to put a little bit more on there to see if it oxidizes. As you can see, it definitely oxidizes like 2 shades darker and more orange, because that's the shade I just put in, the drop I just put in. Okay, so this is the Benefit Happy Foundation in 6. This is the Rainforest by the Sea in medium sand. This is Vanuatu NARS Natural Radiant. This is the Dior 2WO Backstage Face and Body Foundation. This one is the LA Girl HD Foundation in Nude Beige. And then last over here is the Revolution Fast Base Foundation in F10. This one is definitely like straight up orange. Do you guys see that? Okay, now that we did that, let's just get straight into it. Put my hair out of the way. Okay, so I'm gonna use a primer. This is the Too Faced Hangover RX Replenishing Face Primer because I have dry skin. This is just a awesome primer to test out foundations with. So I'm putting that all over the face. So we'll see if it seeps into my pores or fine lines. This is what the shade looks like up close to the bottle. So cute. Okay, so I'm gonna be using my LA Girl sponge on this side of the face and a brush on this side of the face. I will link any products I use off down below for you guys. And make sure I shake the crud out of this. I'm just gonna drop it right to my face. That's a lot right there. Yeah, I pretty much used a whole ton on that side. Gotta be careful. Yeah. I think this one is just a tad bit too dark. and too warm. I think I need a neutral shade of this, but I don't know. We'll see. What do you guys think? I always say that and then you guys say that it actually looks like it matches, so. With a sponge, you always get natural, more lighter coverage than with a brush. It's just how it is. Whoa, I definitely think it looks very, very skin-like and has a beautiful luminous glow to it. Foundations like this, I like to just drop it on my face. It's just seems to work the best. And I'm gonna be using my BH V12 brush. Starting to kind of shed, but yeah, you can see like how warm it is. And I definitely think it oxidizes a whole lot. It oxidizes like a shade darker. Yeah, you can see that, guys. It's pretty dark. But this side looks like with the sponge, it's okay. Like it looks better and not so dark as this side because of the coverage. I'm also gonna be wearing glasses all day, so if you wear glasses, we'll be testing this around the nose too. I think the sponge side definitely looks more natural than this side, but you can see it gave me more coverage, pretty much medium coverage. It's what it gave me. And it does look very, very glowy. It's kind of settling into this fine line right here. It's not fine. That line is humongous. So I'm gonna add a tiny bit more on this side, and then we'll use the sponge. See how buildable it is. And I definitely like the sponge side a whole lot better than the brush side. So this is how it looks. So, whoa, it's actually, whoa, it looks so luminous on the skin, but when I touch it, it's pretty much dried into the skin. That's kind of exciting. So I'll kind of finish the rest of my makeup and then we'll be back to talk about what I put on, how it looks, and then we'll wear it throughout the day. Okay, so I finished the rest of my makeup. I basically did set it lightly with the IT Cosmetic Bye Bye Pores, even though it did look really good with my pores. Just my lines here, it didn't look that good. I'm not gonna lie, but it did have a really luminous finish and it did kind of set on its own. It is humid here, so I did want to kind of put some sort of powder on top. I will link everything that I used on my face off down below, but I'll just show you really so quickly. Beige Cosmetic Contour Palette. That's what I contoured and bronzed with. The Spotlight Beige Cosmetic Highlighting Powder in the color Dream is my highlight. My blush is the L'Oreal Paris Enchanted So Curious blush. That's what I have on. And then for my lips is the AOA Wonder Matte Liquid Lipstick in Doll, which is like an orangey type of color. So that's basically what I have on my face, and then I did use this to powder. So I have some thoughts. First off, I don't think the color matches me really well. I think that I still would have gone with a lighter color, but when I bronze my cheeks really well, it's like it kind of matches. I don't know, it does something to it. But I do think that it really blurred pores. So if you have pores, I think that's a good one that's gonna blur it away. I think that this is a good way to have a luminous finish foundation without it not drying. So if you don't want to set your foundation, but you want a luminous finish. For some reason, this one gives you that luminosity. Even when I put powder on top, my face still looks luminous, but it's dry, which is really, really nice. I actually really like that. But I do think that it settled in a little bit here, and we'll see if it gets better throughout the day. Just a tiny bit, not too bad, and it didn't settle into these. So this one's just like really, really bad. But we'll have to see. If you have fine lines, I don't know if this one's the best one for you, but we'll keep on testing it out throughout the day. But I do think it gave me light to medium coverage. I don't think it's gonna give you a full coverage without looking cakey. So that's what's basically going on. Whenever I check in with you guys at the 5-hour mark, we'll do a flash test. We'll talk about that. And I'll try to wear it for like 8 to 9 hours. We'll see, because it's kind of late. But yeah, so I'll check back with you guys in 5 hours and we'll take a look at how it lasts. Okay, so I'm back. It's been 5 hours. So let's take a look at how the foundation looks, and then we'll talk about the flash test. So first off, I did get super, super, super glowy. It is kind of muggy outside, but this is like a lot of glow. I definitely should have set this with actual, like an actual setting powder, not just like a pore minimizing powder. You know what I mean? Now I do want to say it did blur my pores before I used that primer, or before I used that powder, just so that you know that I don't feel like it's blurred because of the powder. I did make sure to check that beforehand. But I do notice that around my nose and kind of like in my T-zone, it's super, 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 super glowy. So if you have oily skin, I would definitely steer clear from this foundation unless you live in like a really dry place where you don't think that you'd get even more oily. Do you know what I mean? Or set this down really, really good, or bake. But I feel like because a lot of the glow did start to come through around my forehead, actually looks better than it did. I mean, it still seeped into that line, some of my lines here, but it's not as bad as it could have been. I definitely don't think that if you have mature skin, this is gonna be a foundation for you, is my opinion, just because if they go into my lines, they're probably gonna go into yours. I definitely have to try this out with a pore minimizing primer. If you're gonna try it like that. I mean, everywhere else it looks really, really good. Now that I'm kind of looking at the foundation, I don't think that it looks so orange on my skin, which I don't understand. I don't understand why when I swatch it, it looks really, really orange, but as I blend it out, it doesn't look so bad. And so I understand why they only have 12 shades or however many shades they have, because this is a kind of formula that even if you're off a little bit, it will look okay on the face once you blend it out. It isn't full coverage, so you won't see the full pigment, the full color on your face. You know what I mean? So like in the swatch, it looked like it didn't match me, but here it seems like it's matching me actually pretty well, and I would actually wear this. So I mean, that's good. I think it looks a little weird around my mouth, but I mean, it did, and around my nose, it did blur everything. And it does look like on my cheeks really youthful, really, really nice. But yeah, I would have definitely have set this because it looks like it's breaking apart and it's getting overly glowy. So those are just my thoughts. Now let's talk about the flash test. I actually was super impressed because the flash test looked really, really good to me. I think that any flashback I was getting was from my highlight or my concealer. But everywhere else, like my skin looked really, really good. I would definitely wear this and take a picture with flash because I think it looks really, really good. But yeah, so it's already breaking apart. It's only been 5 hours. So we're gonna try it out for a couple more hours, make it to the 8-hour mark, and we'll see how it looks then. This is just like a light, like everyday type of foundation is what I'm getting, is what I'm thinking. It's kind of like a light, errands, just a nice something to even out your skin. Still, you can see your skin through it, still looks glowy and natural, but it's something that's not gonna necessarily last you 12 hours plus. It's not something that is meant to be used in like extreme weathers or anything like that. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, we'll talk more whenever I check back in with you guys in a little bit. Okay guys, it's been 8 hours and I thought I would check in. My foundation is breaking apart. It is getting so glowy. That could have been my fault. I should have probably set it a lot better, but I have dry skin and it felt like it set. so I felt like I didn't need to set it. You know, I told you guys like it wasn't tacky, so I just did like a very, very light setting. Next time I definitely set it. But yeah, it's pretty much broken apart, got super glowy. I don't think that if you have oily skin, this is going to be a good foundation for you. I think if you have dry skin, it really smoothed over and it would look really nice. Like I said before, I think this would be something kind of like a light foundation for kind of everyday, but just make sure you set it if you have dry skin. This isn't going to emphasize your dryness whatsoever. It looks beautiful when I first put it on, and just glowy and just really nice. But yeah, like you can see, like it definitely seeped into this fine line. It's definitely not one that I would recommend for more mature skin, or if you have lines or you know, smile lines, anything like that. I think this will seep into there. I didn't notice it transferring onto clothing, but a lot of it has basically faded and is gone from like my lip area. It just broke apart around my nose, and you know, sometimes just foundations are just not good around the nose, and this one just broke apart around my nose. Like it's completely gone, and it just looks just glowy and weird. I don't know, this one is not one of my favorite foundations. Although I really, really wanted to try it, like love it, and this just isn't. This reminds me a lot of the Dior foundation, except the Dior foundation does everything and then some that you want this one to do. It kind of has that same like liquidy texture, except the Dior foundation has 40 different shades or 42 different shades, however many shades it has, and it can be built to high coverage. It will last, it won't transfer, it looks smooth, it doesn't seep into fine lines. If you haven't seen that review on the Dior foundation, I'll put it in an iCard, go check it out. That one is similar to this one, except it just does everything like perfect. Like everything that this one claimed, that one does. Anyways, sorry, I really wanted to like the foundation, but it's just breaking apart so much and my face looks so glowy. And I have dry skin. I do not have oily skin. So anyways, that's kind of my thought on this foundation. Give me a like if you like foundation first impressions. Comment below and tell me a foundation that you want me to try out that maybe you're interested and want to know about. Also, don't forget to check the description box for shade matches. If you do want to compare your shade to my shade, you can always do that down below, and I'll put a link for this foundation too if you still want to try it. I'll put a link down there for you. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this first impressions, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.